All right, once again, welcome. This section is the second section of the 2022 Strategy Planning Workshop for business executives, consultants, experts, and individuals who wish to learn more about strategy planning. The objective of this workshop had remained to help organizations understand the importance of strategy planning, build capacity for engaging in capacity planning or strategy planning, and then being able to review their strategy plan for results. So in the first section, we took the overview of strategy planning, where we had an elaborate section that covered what strategy planning was all about, covered the different types of strategy planning, the different models of strategy planning, the different tools used in strategy planning, and then also helped us in the steps in defining or designing strategy planning. In the second lecture, we looked at organizational capacity assessment, where we looked at how organizations can move from where they are to where they wish to be. So we looked at gap analysis as a tool that can be used in achieving that. Okay, so this afternoon we have returned to look at another critical aspect. There are two aspects left to be done, and the two aspects are goal setting, formulation of goals, and then formulation of goals, vision, mission statement, and all of that. Although we had a major part of it taken during the overview. Okay, we spoke about formulation of goals, we spoke about vision, we spoke about mission, and all of that. So we're just going to take a few moments and then revisit those three things: vision, goals, and then missions for ourselves, for organizations. And then we look at key performance indicators to show us whether we are achieving our vision, whether we are achieving our goals, whether we are achieving our objectives. All right. So it's going to be a very simple something that we're going to do. However, we noticed that some people just joined. So if you're just joining, you're welcome. But please be reminded that 100% attendance is required to request for certifications or any other component of this training. All right. Other information will be passed across as we proceed. If you are a management consultant here, if you're an accredited management consultant, whether from IPM or not, please, we sincerely recommend you to get the certificate for this program. As if you are an accredited management consultant, we'll recommend you to get the certificate. Every other person is entitled to getting the certification, but if you are an accredited management consultant, if you are into consulting or training, we recommend you to get this. If you are a head of strategy and planning unit for your organization, if you are a director, then we recommend you to get this, right? Okay, so that's by the way. Now, quickly, we will look at these three things. And then these three things will help us in looking at the KPIs, the vision, the mission, and the objectives. Vision, mission, objectives. Vision, mission, objectives. A vision is where you want to be as an organization. A mission is in a statement how you want to get there. And then the objectives are the more specific goals you want to achieve as an organization or as an individual. All right, so we are going to run through that. In 10 minutes, we'll run through that. As soon as we are definite of what our vision, our mission, our objectives are, then we can then go to developing key performance indicators to help us achieve these three things. All right. Remember that your vision, your mission, and your objective, they are key elements of your strategy plan. Without them, there will be no strategy plan. Okay, you have your vision, your mission, your objective, your strategies, your audience, and other components. So without vision, mission, and objective, there will be no strategy plan. Without vision, mission, and objective, there will be no strategy plan. So without much ado, we will kindly want to have a filter. If you are an organization here, kindly type in the chat room, what is the vision, the mission, and the objective of your organization? If typing will take you long, kindly raise your hand, and then we will take that. Just raise your hand and then we'll mute. What is your vision, your mission, and your objective? What is your mission, your vision, and your objective? What is your vision, your mission, and your objective? What's your vision, your mission, and your objective? I will repeat this again. Your vision as an organization is where you want to be, right? The picture of where you want to be as an organization. And then your mission is how you want to get there. And then your objectives are the more specific goals that you want to achieve. So vision and mission in most cases remain the same, but objectives over the years can change. All right. So if we're asking for objectives now, perhaps we're asking for the objectives of this year, the goals you want to achieve this year. Okay. The goals over time could be changing, but the vision, the mission remains there. All right. Okay. So we have Mr. Ibrahim. Please kindly unmute and let's hear from you, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. We are all welcome.
You're welcome.
I'm from public organization, an academic institution.
Okay.
Our vision is to attain an enviable position in the committee of all polytechnics in Nigeria.
Okay. To attain
an enviable position.
Okay.
Amongst the committee of other polytechnics in Nigeria.
Okay. Please, if you don't mind, can you help us with the name of your organization?
The Federal Polytechnic Bidder.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
That is the vision.
Okay.
The mission is
the mission.
Okay. The mission is to achieve technological development through sound human capacity development and to be entrepreneurial.
Okay.
That is in summary. It's longer than that. I can't really get all, but I know those are the keywords.
Okay. So the keywords are?
One, to achieve technological development. Through human capacity building and development. And we intend to achieve this through entrepreneurial activities.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right.
So could there be the objective of the year? Are they out?
The objective is to achieve academic excellence.
Okay.
To overall academic excellence in all our programs.
Okay.
Through the acclaimed bidder standard. We have what we call bidder standard, which drives our vision, mission, and objective all through.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for giving us a voice.
Yeah.
All right. Now, from the chat room, we have from Mr. Rahim, vision to provide architectural and engineering solution in the construction industry as time evolves. So if time does not evolve, there will be no solution. Okay, from Mr. Andrew Luro, the vision is to be the management consulting firm of choice for Africa's leading companies. And the mission is partnering with our clients to realize their goals through transformational change and sustained improvement. We achieve this by attracting, developing, and retaining outstanding people, creating incredible culture, establishing innovative processes and systems to deliver exceptional customer experience while honoring God. Okay, that's for right and cool. All right. Is there any other person who would like to give us maybe your own personal vision and mission? Maybe your own personal, apart from the one your organization is giving you, what is your own personal vision as an individual? What is your own personal vision as an individual? Okay, so I'm seeing Mr. Chukudi. Please kindly unmute and let's hear from you, sir.
Thank you, the presenter.
Thank you, sir.
My name remains Chukudi Okanya. I'm coming from Oasis Logistics and Trust.
Okay.
Yeah, the mission, the vision of our organization is to attain a society free from poverty.
Okay.
To attain a society free from poverty. Then the mission is to empower the disadvantaged within the target group through capacity building and financial support, because it's a financial institution.
Okay.
It's an independent financial institution, a microcredit independent institution.
Okay. All right, thank you. From the room, from Mr. Taiwo, it says the name of the company is Better Tomorrow Training Consult. Vision is to become the leading training consult in Nigeria, whose entrepreneurial education and specialized training services for individuals and groups help to improve their standard of living and consequently better the lot of the society. Now, the mission is to improve entrepreneurial education and specialized training services for individuals and groups, ranging from apprentices to professionals, in order to create self-awareness and self-fulfillment to combat ignorance and poverty, thereby encouraging efficiency on the chosen careers and lifestyle of clients. Okay, thank you. From Wisimani Nigeria Limited, vision is to be an indigenous company providing a quality service that meet up with international standard. Okay, and the mission is diligent to work in order to effectively do what we have accepted to do to serve our customers and ensuring customer satisfaction. All right, so let me take one more and then we will go to refining or redefining our mission, visions, and objectives. All right, Mr. Friday, please. Mr. Friday, you can go ahead. Okay, Mr. Friday, your hands were up, but you have admitted to withdraw your hand. Okay, now let's make it very simple. And then with that, you can review your vision, your mission, and be sure that you are on the same page. A vision tries to get you to a place. All right, you have a picture of where you want to get to. For instance, the person that says they want to be an indigenous company providing a quality service that meet up with international standard. If you look at this company as it were, they are just general. Maybe they are providing general services. They are not specific to any industry. So all they want to do is to be an indigenous company providing quality service in their own area of expertise. So if maybe let's assume that they produce rice, okay, or let's assume they are food company. So let's say an indigenous food company providing quality services in the food industry, right? So that means anytime we want to talk about quality food, the most preferred should be Wesimani Nigeria Limited. Until you get to that point, you have not fully realized your vision. Did you get what I just said now? We are just assuming that you are into food industry, assumedly. So we say your vision is to be the most preferred indigenous food company providing quality food services with international standards. There are key words you've used there. Number one, you've specified your niche. Number two, you've specified where you want to be and be comfortable. That means the day you become the most preferred indigenous food company, assumedly, you would have realized your vision. All right. Then your mission is to work diligently to that which you've agreed to, which is following through your vision. All right. So your strategy is diligence. In one sentence, your strategy to achieving your vision is diligence. Well, that is good, but let me clearly say that where your vision stops is where your company stops. Where your mission stops is where your strategy stops. I'll repeat that again. Where your vision stops is where the growth of your organization stops. Where your mission stops, that's where your strategy stops. Should I repeat that again? Where your vision stops, that's where the growth of your organization stops. Where your mission stops, that's where the strategy, your overall strategy, that's where it stops. So we can be limited or unlimited by the power within our vision and mission statement. We can be limited or unlimited by the power within our vision or mission statement. Okay, so importantly, we must make sure to ensure that our vision is right. Now, for the other company, so something to become the leading training consult in Nigeria, who's entrepreneurial and specialized training services for individuals. Well, vision shouldn't be a very long statement. Okay, vision shouldn't be a very long statement. Okay, there shouldn't be plenty comma and plenty grammar. Okay, so your vision is to be a leading training and consulting firm. All right. So if you're not leading, you've not achieved. And by saying leading, obviously you're saying you want to be the standard that others will follow. So until you get there, you have not really started. All right. So as much as we can, our vision should be short and simple, straight to the point. Okay. Our vision should be short, simple, straight to the point. Short, simple, straight to the point. Our mission can have the time to be a little lengthy because it tells how we are going to achieve the vision. All right. Okay, so we've spoken more about the corporate owned. Can we now talk about our own personal vision? Personal vision. Can someone help us? What is your own personal vision as a living entity? What is your vision as a person? I will only take like 3 and then we proceed. Vision, personal vision, I will take like 3, then we'll proceed. Vision, I will take 3, and then we'll proceed. Okay, Mr. Ibrahim, please kindly unmute. Let's hear from you.
All right. My personal vision is to develop myself and have sound human relation towards the realization of my own specific objective, and doing so through my community engagement.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Okay. So that's for Mr. Ibrahim. Then from the chat room, I'm seeing, okay, so from Dr. Imoke, please kindly unmute. Let's hear from you. Dr. Imoke.
For me, my vision is to be the best version of myself.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for deciding to be a best version of yourself. All right. Let's read from the chat room. There are quite a number of things coming in there. From Folakemi, she said, to create happiness for myself and everyone around me at all times. So the day you are angry, you're not achieving your vision. Taiwo Adenegon said, to be a full professor before the expiration of the first quarter of 2022. Okay. Mr. Taiwo Adenegon. That means you are an associate prof now. All right. Okay. Thank you so much. And let me quickly round up this section by reiterating on some of the things I've said so far. Your vision is the bigger picture of you. Your mission is how you want to get there. Then your goals and objectives are the more of the immediate goals, the immediate things that you achieve, and then you could say you're getting closer to your vision. For instance, to be a full professor by the first quarter of 2022 is rather an objective rather than a vision. Okay, that is more of an objective, is more of a goal. Now, when you achieve that, it is leading you to somewhere more prominent than being a professor. Okay, so that's what vision does. Now, to round off my PhD by the end of 2022, that's just a goal. That's just a more specific objective. When you get that, it leads you closer to a bigger you. Okay. Now, the question is, why do you want to be a professor? Why do you want to be a PhD student? Or why do you want to become a PhD holder? That will give you more picture of who you truly are. So there is a bigger picture of yourself. All right, there is a bigger picture of yourself. Like Dr. Usman said in the morning, more of what we do when we say we are doing strategic planning is that we end up writing down goals, writing down objectives. Okay. I want to buy a car by the end of first quarter. I want to marry by the end of second quarter. I want to complete my house by the end of third quarter. I want to do my PhD when I'm 26. I want to get married when I'm 28. Those are just goals. They are not vision. A vision has a whole lot of goals, a whole lot of objectives that comes with it virtually every now and then. And that's why we say that strategic planning is dynamic. Okay, strategic planning is dynamic. Now, one thing I will say is that vision is what gives us direction in life. Vision is what determines what kind of things you study, what kind of jobs you do, what kind of person you marry, what kind of children you wish to raise, what kind of people you want to associate yourself with, what kind of places you want to go to, what amount of time you're going to be investing in developing yourself, what amount of resources you're willing to sacrifice in developing yourself. It is the magnitude of your vision that will determine all of these things. Vision gives you a focus that eliminates distractions. Okay, vision gives you a focus that eliminates distractions. All right. Why mission sets you the strategies, the summary of your strategy, how to get them. Okay. So if you are an organization, you need to sit down and develop your vision, develop your mission statement, develop your goals and objectives for each of the units within your organization. All right. Okay. Now, do I have any question before I move ahead? If time permits us, we will still come back to this. But for the sake of time, I may want to just proceed to KPIs. If time permits us, we'll come back to goal setting, and then we can have all the full time to explain other things that border around that. But outside that, we might have to go to KPI. Now, I need you to understand vision, mission, and objectives before we go to KPI, because if you don't understand what vision is all about, what mission is all about, and what objectives are all about, you won't be able to understand the relevance of KPI, key performance indicators. All right. So I want to ask again now, everyone in this classroom, I'm going to give us 2 minutes. Can you type your vision in the chat room? In 1 minute, can you type your vision in the chat room? Don't say you just type it. Let me be reading it and be sure that we're on the same page. Everyone, we have 51%, so plus myself. To be a transformative minister of education. Okay. Roslyn, please. Thank you for that. Okay, let's have another one. So the day you become Minister of Education and you've transformed the educational sector, you're permitted to go forth and rest. Okay, but until you get there, please make sure you don't have any rest to yourself. All right, next one, please. I just want to be reading. Let me be sure we're on the same page. To become a rallying point counseling psychologist. Okay. So you'll be the most preferred consulting counseling psychologist. Thank you. That's much more, Susan. So until you become the #1 counseling psychologist, maybe in your school, in your country, in your nation, in your continent, you will not rest. Okay, can we have more, please? More rolling. Roll it for yourself, roll it for yourself, roll it for yourself. From Mr. Rahim, to become a business mogul and a philanthropist. Okay, until you become mogul and philanthropist, no rest for yourself. Roll it for yourself, roll it for yourself. From Relaja, I say to get to the pinnacle of my career, becoming a permanent secretary and retire as an educational consultant. Okay, roll it for yourself. Thank you. From Andrew Luro, he says vision is simply to add value to people and businesses. Roll it for yourself. Mr. Shaibu, to be a global CEO for a profit organization which spread across all continents. All right, roll it for yourself. Roll it for yourself, roll it for yourself, roll it for yourself, roll it for yourself. Omolora, to be renowned hospitality consultant. Thank you. From Chukudi, to become an entrepreneur personified. Okay, to have farm that can feed nations. So your vision is to feed nations. To become the best and accessible political leader in my state. Thank you. To be above board in my career. Thank you. All right, so many people have been rolling it for themselves. So many things coming in. Thank you. But I will remind us once again, by all means, don't limit yourself by your vision. Where your vision stops, that's where you stop. For the person that say he want to be a PAMSEC and become an educational consultant, the day you get there, nothing else. So life has a way of giving us what we desire. Vision is like having a crave for the most satisfactory thing in life. So when you get there, you're done. Life tells you there is no more. All right. From Fulakemi, she said, to create an enduring female clothing universal brand. Thank you. All right. So make sure your vision, if you want it to be just within your environment, no challenge. If you want, wherever, however you want it to be, there is no challenge. But just know that your life is governed by your vision. You cannot go beyond where you have seen. Just know that. So if you need to go and revisit your vision and twist it, okay? I was listening to Ali Baba during the lockdown, and he said something. He said, in this season, most organizations are downsizing, but they are recruiting. He said, any organization that is downsizing now never had a plan. That sounded crazy. Okay, that sounded like, are you insulting us? Do you know what it took us to get here? Well, it's not about what it took you to get there. It's about having sustainability. All right. Now, when defining vision, consider these things. Number one, be specific when designing your vision. Number two, let your vision has sustainability in it. Let your vision has sustainability in it. To some of us that have, to some of the things we wrote here, that means after we are dead, nothing more. A true vision is supposed to live after you've gone. So after you become a PAMSEC, an educational consultant, and you die, your vision dies with you, nothing more. A true vision outlives you. To be a seasoned global entrepreneur, after you're dead, what happened? Nobody has value in it again. Your vision should have sustainable value to mankind. Sustainable value to mankind. Sustainable impact to mankind. Sustainable value, sustainable impact to mankind. So for the person that said he wants to be a seasoned entrepreneur, you need to be much more specific. We know you want to be a seasoned entrepreneur, but how will that seasoned entrepreneur affect others? To what point can you see yourself as a seasoned entrepreneur? What impact, sustainable impact are you bringing? I think I love that vision that says having a farm to feed nations. That means even if you're gone, the farm still stays there feeding nations. That is, to me, that is 1 out of a million. A true vision has succession in place. Please, when I say vision, I'm not talking of your career objective. Because some of us, we are writing career objective instead of the true vision. Somebody said to build a universal feminine brand of something, something, something. Yes, you've built a brand. After you're gone, nobody knows you again. The brand still continues. That's, to me, that's a true vision. All right. Your vision should be able to outlive you. Your vision should be able to get handed over to the next generation. Your vision should have impact, whether it is at local level, national level, international level, it doesn't matter, but there should be transference of vision. There should be succession. That's where I'm going to. So if you look at your vision and it doesn't have, it's not specific, being a global entrepreneur is not in any way specific. Okay, being there's some of the things we wrote here that were not quite specific. So you may have to rethink these things. And until you get to it, write it down. Make sure you place it where you can constantly see it. It is your vision that determines your goals. Now, that person that says she wants to be a transformational minister of education, that is just a goal, just as long-term goal. Maybe from now, it's a long-term goal. But why do you want to become a transformational minister? What impacts do you see? And what of that? Okay. If you tell me that your vision is to create an educational system or develop an educational system that will create sustainable value in the educational environment, I will definitely agree with you. That means whether you're there or not, we can still reference your work, we can still reference your system, we can still get to people who can help us work with the system you developed. To me, that is perfect. But for you to die after you become transformational educational minister and you say you've achieved, that is just a little of the much you could have done. Okay. All right. So we must pay attention to our vision. Okay. We must pay attention to our vision. We must pay attention to our vision. We must pay attention to our vision. You can be 100 years old without vision. You can be 200 years old without vision. But you can be 5 years old with vision. A man with vision will always remain strong and will always stand tall. He will always be one that is sought after. A man with vision is one that people are always looking for how to get to him. It's not about the money he has. Nobody talks about the money he has. Nobody talks about who he knows. They just want to get to him because of a system he has created, because of the impact he is creating. Right? So that's very, very important. Right? Okay. Do I have any question? While you are forming your questions for me, your mission statement should also be well specific. Your mission statement should also be well specific. To have a farm that will feed nations. Wow, that's a very big vision. Now, how do you want to achieve that? How do you intend achieving that? It must be very, very specific in lines that are not confusing. In lines that are not confusing, okay? You just have to specify those lines. Okay. I loved most of the mission I saw. Is simply in simple terms, how do you want to achieve your vision? In simple terms. All right, how do you want to achieve your vision? That's what your mission statement does. In simple terms, summarize it and then let it be in your front at all times. Then your objectives are the ones that you break down. You break your objectives down to the point of what you will do in a day. So for instance, 2022 is here. The goals and objective for 2022, maybe one of them is to, maybe you are currently earning 500,000, you want to earn 1 million. Okay, goal number one. Start earning 1 million by first quarter or second quarter or third quarter or fourth quarter of 2022. That's a well-defined goal, right? And then the strategy, which is drawn from your mission, how will you achieve that? Do you need to take extra work? Do you need to create a system that does that for you? Do you want to apply for a job that gives you better results? Are you seeking for promotion and all of that? That's your strategy. Are you going to build more value for yourself that people will be willing to pay you that? Okay. Are you going to save more? Are you going to invest more? What are your strategies? So for every goal, there must be strategies, and there must be tangible evidence that yes, you've achieved the goal. And that's why we need to understand KPIs, key performance indicators. All right. Every year, every month, every week, and every day, there must be that one major activity that if you're able to do it, it will affect positively every other part of your life. that becomes what we call your key performance activity. This year now, there is one, maybe you've had 7 things you want to achieve. But out of that 7, there is one that if you achieve it, the remaining 6 are just like as achieved. Let me give you an example. Let's assume that you want to start a business that will be giving you 50,000 naira per day, and then you want to get married, you want to go back for your master's or PhD, you want to do a philanthropic work of 100,000 to, or maybe 1 million to, no, 1 million will be too much since your cost is 50,000, or since your revenue is 50,000. Let's say you want to do philanthropic work of 50,000 naira in a year to one person. Now, let me repeat them again. You want to get married, you want to go back for your master's, you want to start a business that will be paying you 50,000 every day, and then you want to do philanthropic work of 50,000 naira every month. Now, out of these 4 goals, which of them is the one that if you achieve it now, every other one will be as more of like being achieved? Which of them? Is it getting married? Is it going for your master's or PhD? Is it starting a business that will pay you 50,000 per day? Or is it doing the philanthropic work? Which one of them that if you achieve it now will have a positive impact in the other goals you've set? Please, I need your response. Is it to get married, go back for your PhD or master's, start a business that will pay you 50,000 per day, or doing a philanthropic work? Okay, Mr. Garant, please kindly unmute.
To me, I will go for the 50,000 per day, because every other activity or plans I have need capital to succeed. For me to get married, I need money. For masters, I need money. For philanthropic work, I need money. So that particular goal, if I achieve it, will help me to attain the others.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so from the chat room, from Mr. Taiwo, he said starting the business. Ms. Abiodun, she says starting the 50K per day business. From Ifediora, I say start the business. From Olani, he said start the business, the 50K business, take no come on 11 without name business. So in the same vein, when we are setting our priorities, yes, there is always what we call the key driver. The key driver, the key driver, the key driver. When you say the key driver, that does not mean that there are no other goals, but the key driver drives the other things. That means if we achieve it today, every other thing is as much as being achieved. Okay, every other thing is as much as being achieved. All right. Okay, so that being said, I was asking if there is any question for me. Do you have any question for me as regarding vision? Do you have any question for me as regarding mission? Do you have any question for me as regarding objective? When you are setting objective, please try to use active verbs, active verbs, active verbs. For instance, you want to create objective. So you could say number 1, create a business that will deliver 50K per day. Create, that's active. It puts you to work to create. So create a business. What will you see that will make you feel like you've created something? There must be a business. And what is the outcome, expected output from this creating of a business I'm doing? I'm expecting 50K per day when I'm done with this particular activity. That becomes a more specific, a more time-bound, a more measurable task you've given yourself. Simple to understand, specific in its operations. It has good parameters to evaluate it. So if you achieve it, you will know. If you don't achieve it, you will also know. Okay, now let's say Having achieved that, number 2, develop a product that will get 5 customers per day. So you have develop, you have product, you have parameters to check whether your work is working. You have 5 customers and the frequency is per day. Now, let's take, for instance, another one. Number 3, get master's admission by March 2022. Specific enough, right? So you have to, your work is to get admission. You are to get admission by March or February. So by March, February, if you don't get it, you could say, okay, I am not performing at this point. Okay. If you don't get it in 2022 at all, that means you're not performing. You did not perform. All right. Okay. So when you want to develop objective, use active verbs. And please don't use future statement. Use present statement. Don't say, I would be getting admission. No. I am getting, put yourself in that situation you want to get yourself into. Don't say, I would be. No. I am. You are inside it. I am getting admission by this. I am creating a business that is fetching me 50K per day. I am creating a product that is attracting 5 customers per day. I am marrying a so well specified, whether male or female, you put it there. I am creating a 50 by 50 farm that will generate so per day, per week, per month, per year, per quarter. All right, be much more specific and using sentences that will put you in the picture. All right, okay. Now, let me have 1 or 2 questions and then we'll round up with the KPIs and then we go home and rest. We have tried for the day. Questions, contributions, please, let's have them now. Okay, someone is asking, can I use past tense, e.g., I gained admission by 2022? If you're saying I gained admission by 2022, you're referring to something that has been achieved. Okay, you're referring to something that has been achieved. That means you're making like a reported speech. All right, so it's better you put yourself in the situation. Okay, I am having admission in 2022. I am getting admission in 2022. All right. Okay, from Mr. Chukudi, please kindly go ahead. Please, any other question, put it in the chat room. Let's just discuss. I just want us to have clarity on vision, mission, goals, and objectives so that we will be clear on that. Even if that's all you got today, it will help you a whole lot in defining your strategy plan. All right, so Mr. Chukudi, please go ahead.
Well, just to find out whether this is the end or are we going to have this kind of class next time?
Yes, by this time next year. It's often once a year.
You mean it?
Yes,
okay.
I mean it so much.
I had expected at least you would have given us up to 2 days for this.
Yes, you can visit our YouTube channel. We have other years there, so you could also recap them. So what we are dealing with this year wasn't what we dealt with last year, so you can always visit there. All right, so thank you so much. However, there are other trainings. There are other trainings we have, so you can always join us in other trainings that run almost every now and then. From Mr. Anthony, It said in strategic planning, the components are vision, mission, values, strategy, goals and objectives, SWOT, etc. Or, like, I think you're still typing. So when you're done, or in strategic planning, the components are vision, mission, values, goals and objectives, strategy. Is this a question or is it a contribution? Let me know. All right, Mr. Ibrahim, while he's trying to answer that, please, can you give us a voice? Mr. Ibrahim? Mr. Ibrahim, can you unmute? Okay, so it's a question. In strategic plan, the components are vision, mission, values, strategy, or vision, mission, values, goals and objectives, and strategy. Okay. Your vision, your mission, your goals and objectives are very important. Your core values are just like your principles, all right, which is also very great. Your core values are just like your principles. But more importantly, your vision, your mission, your goals and objective, then your strategy, okay, is very, very important. Very, very important. There are different things others add to their strategic plan, but we're trying to have a simple hold on what we can work with at the moment. All right. All right. Mr. Ibrahim, can you give us a voice now or we should proceed?
Thank you very much. I think I just have a very short comment.
Okay.
Possibly leading to question one. We have heard of vision, like for example, the general vision of Nigeria and vision 2015, vision 2020, vision 2030. And all these visions are expected to be achieved through strategies and other activities. Then I'm now asked question one, like some of these plans we have done in my institution before now, since 2013 to date, there is this KPI that has been a serious issue. Is it the verifiable result or a step leading to a result?
Okay.
But key performance indicator.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so the first question is in Nigeria, we've had things like Vision 2020, Vision 2030, Vision 20 this or 20 that. Those are just strategic goals. Okay, those are just strategic goals. Vision in that sense was used just to establish the strategic goal. All right, Nigeria as a country has its own vision. Now, from that vision as a nation, we keep developing goals. Short-term, medium-term, long-term goals. It is actually the long-term goals they are calling vision, right? Okay, so vision is beyond the long-term goals. Okay, vision is beyond the long-term goals. So when you hear something like Vision 2020, Vision 2030, it's just to establish a critical goal that needs to be achieved as a nation. All right. By the time we achieve that, we get closer to our general goal as a nation. All right. Then another one is the key performance indicator. Is it the result or something leading to the result? Okay. Now, key performance indicators could be in different forms. Key performance indicators simply tell you the evidences that you have to tell you that you've either achieved a certain objective or not. Mr. Ibrahim, please, I hope you're following me. The key performance indicator guides you through obtaining evidence that will tell you that, yes, you've achieved a certain objective or not. Now, let me use this, our example again. Developing a business that will drive 50K per day. The indicators are already inside the statement. Number one, develop a business. The major indicator there is that 50K must be reached before we could say, yes, this business is achieving its goal. So the major indicator, the major metric that will tell us that, yes, we're achieving is the 50K. Developing a product that will generate 5 customers per day. You have the metric, which is 5 customers, the frequency per day. So this will guide you to know whether the business you developed is really achieving this mandate or not. I trust you understand that. Now, as we go through the key performance indicators now, we'll understand better, and perhaps it will help us. Key performance indicators, KPIs, are measurable values. It could be tangible or intangible values, quantitative or qualitative values that determine how effectively an individual, team, or organization is achieving a business objective. Organizations use KPIs to help individuals at all levels focus their work towards achieving a common goal. Why there is a business objective, yes, there could also be individual objective, there could be departmental objective, there could be unit objective. At the end of the day, everything we are doing is moving towards achieving the general goal, the general vision of the organization. Now, KPIs also help businesses to understand whether they are utilizing their time, budget, and talent on the right strategies, tasks, and tools in order to achieve its goals. All right. Now, when we look at types of indicators, we have the lagging versus the leading indicators. We also have the high versus the low KPIs. Now, whenever we talk about lagging KPIs, they measure the current state of a business and its achievement towards a goal after a set period of time. They measure the current state of a business. So for instance, measuring how much traffic a website earned, how many people attended an event, or how much revenue a program earned are all lagging indicators. It's often more of the result afterwards. The leading indicators measure and determine a business future state. So while the lagging is telling us the aftermath of the activity we did, the leading is telling us the possibility of us moving to a direction, moving to a future that we are seeing. So for that person that was giving me an instance, I earned admission in 2022. That's a lagging indicator. I am getting admission in 2022. That's a leading indicator. One is driving you forward. One is telling you what has been achieved. Okay. For example, businesses may use indicators such as job growth, interest in new markets, or unemployment levels to predict. Look at the keywords there. In leading indicators is about predicting, having accurate data you could use to predict the future. I often tell people that whether someone will be successful or not, you can easily predict by the kind of things the person does. Where the person invests his time, the kind of books the person reads, the kind of seminars the person attends, the kind of investment the person is willing to make. Those things will basically help you predict. It gives you facts that you can use to predict. All right. There will also have the high versus low KPIs. Key performance indicators that target an entire organization's goal are called the high KPIs, the entire organization's goals. These indicators measure the company's success as a whole. KPIs that target smaller projects, smaller units, smaller departments, such as departmental strategies, are called low KPIs. They are all surmounting, or they will all be surmounted to bring about the bigger goal, right? Bring about the bigger goal. Now, ultimately, low KPIs must contribute towards the high KPIs, or organizations overall goals. Both are critical to helping companies achieve its objective and identifying ways to improve. Now, let's go to the main thing. What are the characteristics of a good KPI? Number one, it has to be specific, very, very specific. Developing a farm business or developing a Gary processing business that will fetch 50K per day, you have to be very, very specific. Developing a digital sales product that will fetch 5 customers per day, very, very specific. It has to be measurable, measurable, measurable. You have facts, you have figures you could use to evaluate that particular objective or that particular KPI. It has to be attainable. Don't give KPIs that are unrealistic. Unrealistic KPIs has a way of bringing demoralization. Okay, unrealistic KPIs has a way of bringing demoralization. Take, for instance, you've done your OCA, your organizational capacity assessment, and it has shown that the capacity of the staff you have can only bring in 50, maybe 50 million per month. And you are now giving them a target, a KPI of 500 million per month. You will soon lose those staff and then start afresh. Okay, so your KPI need to be attainable and it need to be realistic. Then it need to be time bound. From what time to what time are you going to be using that KPI? Then it's something that can be evaluated, should be evaluatable. And then it's something that can also be adjusted. Remember that strategic plan is not rigid, it is dynamic, it is flexible. So you can always readjust it, you can always reevaluate it. For me, I always tell people, set smaller goals that when they are achieved, you can have a stepping stone to set bigger ones. So let's assume that you're currently earning 100,000 and then you want to earn 200,000. Don't just go 100% all at once. Aim at earning 101,000 first. When you achieve that, you evaluate that process that made you achieve 101, and then ask yourself, how can you improve on it? How can you adjust this to give you maybe 105? Then you get to 105, and then you get to 110, and then you get to 120, you get to 150, you get to 160, and then you get to 200. And that will help you the next time you could say, okay, I want to get to 500,000. Having known how to get there is easy for you to get there. Having known how to get there is easy for you to get there. So set plans that they can easily be adjusted, okay? Irrespective of the turbulences that may come by, irrespective of the factors that could try to deter it, you can always evaluate and then readjust your KPIs, all right? Now, as we round up, let's quickly look at certain KPI measures that we have around organizations. You have the financial measures, you have the customer measures, you have the internal measures, you have the capacity measures, right? Now, for financial measures, you have things like revenue, net profit, gross profit, revenue growth rate, return on investment. So you could get to have more specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time-bound, evaluatable, and adjustable revenue. So let's say you are currently earning 100 million as an organization, and then you say this year you want to increase it by 5% by first quarter. All right. I think it is somewhat realizable. Okay, you want to if you divide 100 million by 4, that will be like 25 million per quarter. So you want to add an extra 5% to 5 million every quarter. I think that will be much more realizable. And then when you realize that, you can then adjust the target. All right. The same thing applies to your net profit, your gross profit, and every other thing that is listed there. Then you have your customer measures, customer satisfaction index. So maybe improve customer satisfaction index by 5% every quarter. And any other thing you want to do. They are all feasible. Okay. Then you have your internal revenue, internal measures, time to market, quality index, rework level, order fulfillment, cycle time, first contract resolution. All of these things can be used. Having smart or smarter objectives around them. Then you have the capacity measures, looking at employee satisfaction index, revenue per employee, supply chain effectiveness, salary competitiveness, and energy consumption. All of this can be measured. All right. Now, this is where I'm going to be rounding up for the day, or where we are going to be rounding up for the day. Component of KPI. There need to be a team. There need to be a team. You want to develop a KPI, there need to be a team. A team just presents you with the general concept of what you want to do. So let's say you want to improve your finances. Your team will be around improving my finances, improving my revenue, improving. So it has to have a team. The team is like a topic, all right? The topic of what you want to do. Improving my relationship, improving as a wife, improving as a husband, improving as a sales rep, improving as a paint industry, a paint company, improving as, so you have a specific area you want to improve on. Then the rationale establishes the need for that improvement. The need for that improvement. Why do you need to improve on your finances? Why do you need to improve on your operational efficiency? Why do you need to improve on your communication? Why do you need to improve on your marketing plan or your marketing? Why do you need to improve on your corporate social responsibility? Why do you need to improve? You need to justify that. What is the need? All right. Then the goals, objective, or the target, like I said, be much more specific. Use active verbs, active or action verbs. All right. And please don't use sentences that will make you not be responsible. Use sentences that will make you owner of the activity, owner of the job to be done. For instance, I say again, by the end of 2022 or by 2022, I am creating this, or I will create. You put the things you want to create. Okay, you put the things you want to create. You put the things you want to develop. Make sure that they are things that can be evaluated. If you say create a 50K business, or create a business that will give you 50K from second quarter of 2022, this is just abstract, please. let's try to understand where I'm coming from. Where I'm just using abstract examples. So create a business that will develop, create Gary processing business that would be generating 50K per month from the 10th month of 2022, right? That's measurable enough. That will subject you to know whether your work by the end of the 10th month is realistic or not. Then the metric, the number that will justify that, yes, you have achieved. So you could decide to put yourself on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 3, just to checkmate your performance. So 1, complete. 2, 50% complete. 3, okay, 1 is 100% complete. 2, 50% or 75% complete. 3, 50% completion. 4, 25% completion. 5, 5% completion. You could decide to generate a metric of this order for yourself. So you could always use that to checkmate your performance level. Okay, then the frequency of using the KPI and also the frequency of checkmating the KPI. Develop a 50K business, a business that will generate 50K per day. So your frequency for the KPI is per day, right? If it is per quarter, the frequency will be per quarter. If it is per year, per month, it is easy for you to state the frequency. And then the audience, who is going to be using the KPI? Who is the KPI designed for? What office, what caliber of persons, what competencies does the person need? That will be also defined as the audience. Is it for top management, for middle management, for low management, for other staffs? Need to be justified. Now, what is the strategy that you use in developing the KPI? That also need to be known. What's the methodology you use in developing the KPI? Did you use things like SWOT analysis? Did you use gap analysis? Did you use PES2 analysis? Did you use environmental scanning? Did you use computer analysis? What did you use to come up with such KPI? That also needs to be known. Okay. How did you come up with your facts, with your figures, with your information that helped you to develop the KPI? And then finally, what are the expected outcomes if the KPI is achieved? What are the expected outcomes if the KPI is achieved? What are the expected outcomes if the KPI is achieved? And this is where I am going to call it a day, men and brethren. You see, I've actually been skipping through my slides, thinking that it has been flipping. It's just now that somebody told me that my slides had not been moving, and nobody told me. Men and brethren. Okay. So I've been thinking, I've been running with my slides. I didn't know I've been running alone. So this is where we started, developing KPIs. However, everyone ordering for the certificate will obviously get the materials, and then you could study them. All right. Now, any question for me as we begin to close? The classwork is for you to develop a KPI for any session of your organization. That is the final classwork for today as we round up. So any question for me, please? Develop a KPI for any section of your organization. Please ensure to take your attendance. We will be passing on the evaluation form for this program. Please ensure to evaluate us so that we can better improve on what we are doing. So last year we did for 2 days, and they said we would have done it in 1 day. Today we are doing it for 1 day, and somebody said, I thought it could have been for 2 days. So as well. So all of the feedback you give us, we use it to prepare better off, all right? Okay, so we didn't bother to bring the whole lot of facilitators today because we just wanted to make it snappy so that you could have hold on what to work with, all right? Okay, any question for me? Is there something that we've talked about today that you might not be able to practice? As an organization, we expect you to go develop your strategy plan. As an individual, we expect you to go develop your strategy plan. Okay, so I'm seeing Engineer Rahim's hand up. Please, the attendance is up now. Please ensure to take your attendance. The evaluation form will also be up in a moment. Please take the evaluation, help us also fill out the evaluation. All right, Engineer Rahim, please unmute and go ahead.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good day, sir.
Yeah. Actually, what I want to ask really has nothing to do with today's lecture. I don't know whether I can still go ahead.
Okay, it depends on what you're asking.
Okay, sir. Sorry. The last workshop, I still don't have the material from my Google class.
Okay.
So I want to know, because I will likely be in Abuja probably next week. I don't know if it's something I can come over and take it from through my own flash or whatever.
All right. We've actually sent several emails to that effect. So many people, in fact, almost everyone, the flash was empty, and we realized that quite late. So what we did, okay, go with your flash, but we had to send those materials to your emails. So you don't need to come to our office. If you've not received, be rest assured, you can just send us an email, then we'll forward it to your email instead of coming to the office. But if you're coming to Abuja, you can always come and check us in the office.
I would like to come and check you in the office.
Please,
please
feel free to
I will
come.
send my mail.
All right.
So no problem.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right. Please, Mr. Ibrahim, kindly unmute and let's hear from you. The attendance form is already there. The evaluation form, we are sending the evaluation form up as well. Please kindly help us evaluate accordingly so that we will do the right things. Mr. Ibrahim? Okay. Please, do we have any other question while we await Mr. Ibrahim? From Mr. Okay.
All right. Can you hear me now?
All right, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, sorry, I actually want to ask that it may not be peculiar to other private sector organizations, but each of strategic plan we develop in my organization for each unit or issues we have. For example, ICT development for capacity building. When we develop specific strategic objectives in them, there has to be estimated costs.
Yes.
Estimated cost for achieving such an issue. For example, ICT for capacity building and development. You have implementation strategy, you have activities, you have KPI, and sometimes the request for cost estimate, particularly our funding organizations.
Yes.
And this has never, it has never impact at all. Some of us will be retiring. Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir. Your network was breaking.
Some of us will be retiring. I will want to develop our own strategic plan. Do we really need this cost issue as part of what is required to prepare our mind? Cost estimate.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Ibrahim. You see that question you asked now, that is, you cannot execute a strategic plan without making adequate resources available for it.
Okay.
You remember when we talked about
resource allocation?
Yes. You have to have the resources before you start allocating them. So let's take, for instance, now you talking about retiring, and then assumedly you want to become maybe an educational consultant, right?
Yes.
And then you have developed all your plans on how to go about them. Obviously, you need resources, number one. Even if you don't want to do anything first, you need to go get your licenses. You need resources for that licenses. You need resources for training. You need to build yourself more, build your capacity the more. Then you need resources for office, recruitment of staff, stationaries, and all of that. You need resources for marketing.
I'm with you.
So there is no way you could achieve a strategic plan without making available the resources. And planning, having a strategic plan without having cost estimations or resource estimations, that would be like exercise in futility. You must know what it will cost you to get to where you want to get to.
All right.
Yes, sir. So maybe you could revisit the gap analysis, because that area covered that when we talked about resources.
It's all right.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Someone, Someone said, how can I become a member of IPM? Okay, so we'll send you those details. Provided you receive our email, we'll send you those details. Well, we have two inductions per annum. We have one by April and we have one by November going to December. So we have it either last week of November or first week of December. So to become a member of IPM, you need to have taken an IPM program, or you are a certified management professional, or you have attained some level of exposure in your workplace or in the industry. But more often than not, our membership is more of based on your certifications, what level of growth, professional growth you've had. Okay, thank you. So we'll send you the requirement, or you could just go to our website and go to members and find the requirements for membership. All right. Then somebody asked, what makes you a member of IPM? What makes you a member of IPM is that you are inducted into IPM. You've taken the oath after attending classes, professional classes or non-professional classes, executive or non-executive, and then you attended your induction workshop, and you took the oath, and then you agreed to be a member, right? Okay, any other question? Now, for the sake of the certificates, like I said, we're only going to have between now and Friday next week, that's 29, 30th, to resolve that, because we are starting our other programs as soon as possible. So after that, please, we will not attend to certificates. 2021 certificates that we did around 7th of January last year, or 5th, was it 5th and 6th, or 6th and 7th of January last year? Some people are still asking us for the certificates till now. We don't do that. We only have a particular period to set our performance indicator. So after that, we are done. Okay, can I pay on Tuesday? Yes, provided you don't pay after Friday. If you pay after Friday, we'll keep your money, we'll not refund it. We'll keep it till next year. I hope my statement is sounding loud and clear. If you make payment after Friday, we'll consider it as a charity. We'll keep it till next year, 2023. You come for another workshop. After that, we give you your certificate. So for those people that couldn't get their certificate last year, maybe due to late payment or what have you, you have the right now. Having attended this one, you have the right now to request for it. Having paid last year, you can request for this one now. Thank you. Now, another important thing, very quickly before we share the goodness, I think I still have 6 minutes. Someone said, can we make payment online? Please, for non-Nigerians, we advise you to make payment online. You could use the link we shared. But if you are in Nigeria, you could use a transfer. You could use your app to transfer to the account number. You could use your USD code to transfer. But please, when you transfer, try to send us your evidence of payment to finance@iipmi.org, iipmi.org. When you make your payment, please send it to finance. You can screenshot it. Anyhow you want to do it, just make sure you send us an evidence. Okay. And then finally, there is an announcement we need to pass here for all of us who are interested in training and development. We just launched a program, a course that is going to be starting by February 7th to 11th. Is a weekday program. So you could join from wherever you are around the world. It's going to be both physical and online. The program is going to be both physical and online. All right. So I'm trying to share the program. Now, if you are interested in training and development, you want to become a training and development consultant, please, this course is for you. This is as approved by the Center for Management Development, Nigeria. So if you are a training provider, a training service consultant, it's important that you go through training and development certification programs so that you could understand the standards, the codes of ethics for training and development. the training and development industry is far growing, is becoming everybody's interest, but not everybody's paying attention to understanding the ethics, understanding the rules guiding it. And that's why the government is also taking proactive measures to ensure that nobody just comes to the system and say, okay, I'm a trainer. The question is, what are your qualifications? Apart from the fact that you have gone to school, what qualifications, what certifications do you have to justify that you're a trainer? Whether you are in medical line, in engineering, in management, in education, wherever you find yourself, but you are training, you are transferring knowledge, okay? You are into human capital development, then this program is for you. Now, we've tried as much as we can to make it highly discounted for everyone. This course, the level 1 is meant to be for 150 and the level 2 is meant to be for 200, but we have discounted it for IPM members. I think the fee for IPM members is just 60,000 naira if you're coming in class. If you're going to be attending physically with us, you're going to be in class, is 60,000 naira or $161. If you're attending online, then you are to pay per section. We have about 16 sections for level 1 and 16 sections for level 2. So you pay $3.5 or $9 per session, but you must complete all the sections before you'll be given the certificate. All right. If you're not a member of IPM yet, please note you could have taken IPM courses, but you've not been inducted. If you're not an inducted member of IPM, you still belong to the category of non-members of IPM. So if you're attending online, it's 5,000 naira per section, okay, or $14, or you could be paying 85,000 naira for in-class, or 228. That's for the associate level. For the lead level, which is the final level, for IPM members is 5,000 naira per session or 85,000. Then non-members is 6,500 or 120,000. The dollars were not stated. Please note, for this particular program, you must attend level 1 and level 2 before you could be considered as a professional trainer or professional training consultant. Before you could receive the accreditation as an accredited training consultant, you must have completed level 1 and level 2. So there is nothing like maybe if you have 3 years experience, you do level 1. If you have 6 years experience, you do level 3. No, level 2. No, everyone is doing level 1 and level 2. All right. Okay. So once again, we encourage you, if you're interested in training consulting or training and development, capacity development, human capital development, please make the most of this time, and then let's all learn together. All right. Let's all learn together. All right. Do I have any question? The date is February 7th. February 7th to 11th. So by all means, please make sure you create time for that. And the admission is basically on payment. You have to pay before you attend. It is a non-examination based certification program. So more of what we do is what we call micro facilitation. So you get to present just like what we're having, but much more guided presentations, all right, so that we can be able to assess you. And also, if you have intention of joining the IPM faculty, if you have intention of joining us as a trainer, please feel free to be part of the training, because that's a prerequisite to joining us. Okay, that's a prerequisite to joining, irrespective of your certification so far. We just have to teach you on how to transfer that knowledge that you have to others and produce results. Okay, not just for us, not just for yourself, but for your organization and for the country as large. It's called Human Capital Development for National Growth and Development. So do I have any question now? I've taken 1 minute. Do I have any question before we share the goodness in fellowship? Please do not forget to give us your appraisal. The appraisal form is being shared now. The evaluation form is being shared now. So please endeavor to take, give us your evaluation, give us your feedback. That would be wonderful. All right, Mr. Andrew, good evening, Happy New Year, and welcome. Let's hear from you, sir.
Hello?
Good day, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Hello?
We can hear you, sir.
Okay, please clarify the payment per session.
Payment per session.
Because you have a listed topics on the what you showed us now.
Yes, each of the topic is a session. Did you get that, sir?
Hello? I can barely
Yes.
hear you now.
I said each of the topics is a section.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Each of these topics that you see on the screen, each of them is a section.
I hear you.
Yes.
All right.
Apart from the last one that you see, individual project at microfinance station, that one is not, it's a session, but you don't pay for that one because that one you have to teach us.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. All right. On this note, men and brethren, would like to say a very big thank you for making out these 8 hours today to learn with us. It has been wonderful. It has been insightful. It has been great. And we know that the little you've learned, you will be able to put it to work, and then it will produce results. Importantly, too, please always look out in your email for our emails on upcoming events and others. If you've not signed your attendance, please do so now. If you've not given us your evaluation, please, we sincerely appreciate that you do that right now. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Really good. See you by February, for those of us that will be joining us. Engineer Yenko, I didn't hear your voice. You were in this class all through. I'm counting it for you. Damilola, I didn't hear your voice for once. Anthony, thank you for all your contributions. Mr. Chidike was in this class. I never said fame. I hear you. Even Engineer Dedeji was in this class. You think I don't know? Now you're exposing yourself. Dr. Alice was here. I didn't say anything. Hey, God is good. God is good. Ekani was here. Fatoyi said something. Thank you, Fatoyi. Mr. Friday said something. Thank you. Mr. Ibrahim contributing all the way. Mr. Haliru. Okay, we have to Ibrahim. Ibrahim Haliru and Ibrahim Abubakar. Kugi. Both Ibrahims did a good work. Ige was in this class. Nothing was said. Mr. Ishmael, I only heard your voice in the group. Dr. Joe, I didn't hear you at all. Hey, God is good though. Hope we've not offended the God. All right, so that's just by the way. Thank you to all the members who showed up today. I also saw Pastor Fee. I saw, although Mr. Patrick is just coming, so I trust he had been in a very busy schedule. Mr. Selassie was here all through. He didn't say anything. Mr. Shaibu only wanted to be a global CEO, business mogul. Good for you. He didn't say anything in this class. Mr. Suleiman, thank you. Truslin, the only person that wanted to be a transformative Minister of Education. Thank you. Most of your voices, I heard them in the chat room. Oh, yes, chat room. So thanks to everyone. Thanks to everyone for all the people that brought their staff. I trust you enjoyed it. Thank you. Hope to do this again, over and over again, as we live and breathe. Thank you so much, and see you some other time. Bye-bye.